Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I say welcome because even though I've been doing some filming over the course of a week, I haven't posted anything on YouTube yet, and I'm going to try to make myself post this one. So welcome. I apologize in advance for the sound. It is raining outside here, and I've also got quite a noisy fridge. It kind of sounds like Darth Vader. So this video today is going to be focused on the wax that I melted this week. So my empties first, and then the big pile of things that I did melt but didn't empty. So I'm going to, I guess, get stuck into it. So I'm going to start with my empties first, in no particular order. So starting with this not particularly well labelled one. I actually did that label there. So this is from Maple and Wattle. It's actually melting right now, so I actually probably can't even give a good verdict on it because I literally just threw it in before I started this up. It came from her Halloween Very Gory sampler. So this was W, I can't remember what W is for something. Let me see if I can. I should have prepared this before. Here we go. W is for Winnie Embedded in Ice. Canadian ice wine, super sweet and strong. So that's melting at the moment. Smelled good on cold, ice wine. Not much more I can say about that. I've really enjoyed that particular sampler. It's been a lot of fun. I'm working my way through it following a quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, because it's A to Z, and I wanted to not just go A to Z because that's what it felt like a lot of people were doing. I wanted to follow a slightly different path, so that's why I'm just up to W of brown. Next we have a broom sunset. So this is another one from Maple and Wattle. As you can see, the little sample and small item bags don't have a huge amount of labeling on them. That particular melt was beautiful. It created one of the most stunning wax pulls, and broom sunset, sort of outback sun inspired. It was really one of the best on theme kind of wax pulls I've ever seen. The scent notes, I can't remember what they were, and the actual scent itself, I was a little bit disappointed. Her wax usually throws amazingly for me. Look, I won't necessarily say that one didn't, so I guess this is a disclaimer for everything for this week. I have had some sinus problems. Some things I seem to be picking up really well, other things it could be my nose. So I didn't smell that one, and I'm kind of disappointed that I used it while I had sinus issues, because it's possible that it worked really well and I just didn't smell it. Next up we have a sample that I got from Satin Susie Scents. So this was watermelon cake. Now on cold that one smelled pretty much just like watermelon, so I was kind of enjoying sniffing it on cold. When it warmed up, I have to admit the cake note started to come out. I didn't really enjoy it. I guess watermelon to me and, cake don't really go so well. If it had been kind of a stronger watermelon, maybe that would have been better for my nose, but yeah, not a huge fan of that one. Very strong though, like all of my Satin Susie Scents does. Next we have Super Tarts, Mother of Dragons. This one I think is Satsuma and Pineapple. It's definitely a fruity scent. I melted through a few. I got the Game of Tarts sampler, so one cube from everything in the Game of Tarts collection, and I have to say that collection absolutely smashes it out of the park. I'm sniffing things in that collection that I never would have thought that I would have enjoyed, but it all, even things there's one with marzipan in it, and I hate marzipan, and I kind of don't mind it in that. Pepperminty blends. There's another one that I should be pulling out soon, Joffrey. I'll talk about that in a sec, but just it is a killer collection. So I ordered some more because just realised my nails chipped. Damn it. That's okay. They were due to be redone tonight anyway. And there too. Jeez. So yeah, I ordered Mother of Dragons, King Joffrey, and a couple of other ones in her Black Friday sale, on top of the massive orders that I placed for Wax Wednesday. So I do have a lot of super tarts on the way. But no, Mother of Dragons was really nice, just strong throwing, fruity scent. Really enjoyed it. Next we have Empire Alchemy, Cherry Limeade, Kaffir Lime Leaf, Agave, and Cilantro, coriander for me. I really like this one. I thought the Cherry Limeade might be very kind of artificial smelling, but no, I think the lime leaf and the agave and coriander really kind of made it, really kind of fresh and nice, and just a refreshing kind of scent when we had a little bit of warm weather. You wouldn't know we were coming into summer with the weather that we're having at the moment. So this one, L3 Waxy Wonders, lime, basil, mango, pineapple, Jamaican me cray cray. Not much to say about that. It was just a nice tropical scent. Next, and everything so far, just to add, everything has thrown strong. I think I've had a good run this week with strong throwers. So finished off some That Smell Good shop, Eternal Sunshine, so masculine, black pepper, patchouli and woods, another strong one. I like this one. The black pepper, I think, to me stands out. I'm not sure what sort of masculine scent it is, but it's quite nice. Next, so had Maple and Wattle Melonberry Mint. This was a really beautiful wax cookie with a crazy amount of shimmer in it. If you don't like shimmer, maybe avoid the cookies, but seriously, it was the most beautiful wax pool. Very, very minty. Like, I only got a little bit of sort of melon and berry to it. I enjoyed it. Like, I'm starting to come around on, I guess because of the time of year, there's a lot of minty scents out there, and I'm starting to come around on them. So there's still types I don't like, but that one was, I think the melon made it kind of fresher, which I liked. Fresher and sweeter. Super Tarts Iron Islands. I can't remember the notes, but it's quite similar to what a lot of vendors do for Iron Islands type scents. So, sea dunes and sea and dunes and all of that, and seagrass and things like that. Quite strong, really nice. I ordered another clam of it. Next, another Empire Alchemy sample. So amber teakwood, black coffee, chard, marshmallow and whiskey. I love this one. I was a bit unsure when I saw black coffee because I'm not a big on sort of coffee blends, but that wasn't strong at all. I think the teakwood came out most with the sweetness from the charred marshmallow and the whiskey. And yeah, no, it was really, really good. I'd love to see that one come around again. And now the big surprise for me this week, King Joffrey. This one is wedding cake and ceremonial pie. Now, when I was looking at the collections list for Super Tarts for Wax Wednesday, this was one that I was like, I know I won't like that, because I don't really do cake scents. I've never smelt a wedding cake that I like, and I just went, that just sounds like it's going to be. I was thinking that wedding cake would be like kind of marzipan-y or almond, like just things that wedding cakes typically get done in, and I really thought I would not like it. It is amazing. One cube was so strong, and it just, it had this. It was just this creamy bakery. I've seen people say that it has a berry note to it, and I agree. There's something. It's not predominantly fruity or berry, but there is something there. And just the pie as well. It just was so. Every time it was a sort of. I could smell it when I was in the room, but every time I walked in and walked out, it just made me smile. It was just so good. So I ordered another. There was only one clam left on the site when I ordered yesterday. But given how strong it was, I think that will last a while. So that's the empty bags. Onto some clams. So I emptied out my Baby Got Wax lychee and guava sorbet. Just a really nice fruity zesty. I like that one when the weather's a bit warm. Don't know if I'm going to reorder it though. House of Melt Supernova. So this is the Lush dupe, and this is the one, you know, I often think I hate spearmint, but then I remind myself that I don't hate this. I love this. And she does it it's a really beautiful, comes up with it's got little embeds and stuff, and it does a really beautiful wax pull. She's rebranding to Confetti Pop, I think, in the new year. She's one of the Australian vendors, so I'm looking forward to that. And I think I will be getting some more of her Supernova because it is really good. And it's not one I see a lot of vendors carry of all the Lush dupes. Then I did another Baby Got Wax. I'm on an all-carb diet, musk, grapefruit and strawberries. This one, that's a nice one. I kind of like grapefruit and strawberries together. It's not a super strong thrower. I got it in a sampler, so it's not available to repurchase, but I'm not sure if I would. But it was nice. Mad Sense Black Rose and Oud. I love that oil. The rose is just kind of intoxicating, and the oud gives out that darkness, and it's just really, really nice. I do have a few more of that. I enjoy it in blends too. Then we have Someone to the Shot Cups, Pink Sugar Sweater Weather and Strawberry Sugar. This one would have been someone's custom. Where are you going? Look, I love Sweater Weather. All I could smell was Sweater Weather. It was really, really, a really strong Sweater Weather blend. So it was nice, but, you know, I might as well just buy Sweater Weather. Wax Apotheca, which is actually a brand called Herba Apotheca. It's an Australian brand who I think I thought she was going out of business, but I thought I saw some stuff on her site. I'm not really sure. I can't really speak to this that much other than I know it smells very appley because I only just put it on. I have quite a few of these because when she did do her going out of business sale, she was selling them at 50% off, and I bought a bunch, but I never reached for them. I need to make myself reach for her stuff more. She does nice blends. I don't know why. It's just one of those brands that I just don't think about. But I enjoy everything she does. Next, so another one. So I grabbed two deliberately out today. So Earthshine. I actually don't know. This one kind of smells a little bit florally, but it's not been melting very long, so I couldn't really tell you what that one is like just yet. Nearly done for my shot cups, but then I have quite a lot of non-empties just to talk through. So let's keep pushing on. Frozen Margarita from Maple and Model. I really love. She does margarita in a couple of blends. It's really nice. It's just zesty and fresh, and it's a really nice summer scent and really strong. So Kay's Palo Santo. I had half of a shot cup left. I blended this with Earl Grey and apples from Candles from the Keeping Room, because I saw somebody else on Instagram did a Palo Santo Earl Grey and apples blend with other vendor wax, and I thought that sounds amazing. I will say that because the Candles from the Keeping Room Earl Grey and apples was quite strong, I didn't get much of the Palo Santo in there, but it was there. And maybe if I'd used a bit more, if I'd had more than half a shot, because this was only used half an ounce, maybe that would have been a little bit. It would have stood out a little bit more. But you know, I think it added a little bit of kind of a different sort of woody smoothness to it. House of Melts, a Wild Frangipani. So this one I've just put in, but I have melted it before. It's a really nice kind of zesty floral with the sort of fur and the orange in there. I really do enjoy it, and it's quite a strong throw. And last for my empties, Storm in a Teacup by Empire Alchemy. So black sage, black tea, blackberry sage, black tea, pipe tobacco, caramel, and hint of salty sea air. First time I melted this, I enjoyed it, but I felt like it didn't, and maybe it was just the conditions in my house because it was only a few weeks ago. I just felt like it didn't really throw super strongly, or all I picked up was a bit of that black tea and tobacco, and that was it. this time, in the same room, same warmers, whoa. So maybe it needed to cure, but I don't know. I think either it was just my nose or my house. I feel like something was different, but really got the. So yes, you get the pipe tobacco come through. The tea is quite strong. There's the blackberry sage there. I don't know about the salty sea air and the caramel, but it's just this sweet, but if you think about black tea without sugar, but then with kind of a little bit of sort of that tobacco-y sweetness and a bit of herbalness as well. It's really hard to describe. It is a really nice blend. It's not one that I would reach for a huge amount of the time. Like, it's not like a, I don't know. Like, I did really enjoy it, though, and it was so much stronger this time around, or at least I noticed it a lot stronger. Just a moment, just going to turn around. I sit on the floor when I film these, and it hurts my legs, put it simply. Okay, so that was my empties for the week. I'm making space because I do have quite a few non-empties that I want to show. So I will start working through that right now. So first up, I have Pumpkin Parcel Scents Let It Snow, which was peppermint and marshmallow. This was my first. I got an advent calendar from her, and this was day one. I'm not normally a peppermint kind of person, and I'm not going to say that this was anything super unique or special. It was just marshmallow and peppermint. I will say, I threw it in because I guess the advent calendar, very seasonal, a bit of fun. I don't hate peppermint. It's just not a sort of scent that I gravitate towards, and it was kind of nice to have something very sort of Christmassy for December 1. So it was nice. Then I did, this is not in any particular order, I'm just grabbing at stuff. Pumpkin Parcel Sunkissed Mermaid. I will say, when she introduced the snap bar format, I got quite excited. I thought, this would be cool, because sometimes I think clams, I was a bit worried that my clams were kind of, leaching scent or something. So I thought this would be cool. I actually am going back to clams, and I do appreciate that she has lots of options for her scents. She does samples, shot cups, clams, and then these snap bars. What I'm finding with the snap bars, for me personally, with the way I store them, they get really snapped up. They break really easily. And I'm finding it really hard to reseal the bags once I've taken stuff out. So Sunkissed Mermaid is, I think, hibiscus and some kind of fruit. I can't remember, but it was really nice. I've used that twice now. I enjoy it a lot. So this one, another snap bar, rainwater. This is just a really nice straight up rainwater scent, not too floral, which there is. I think rainwater scents always have some floral there. That one is not too floral, so I quite enjoyed it. Next up, we have L3 Waxy Wonders Cult Smoke, Steel and Pheromones. I have found that if it has pheromones in it, I want it. It's like a masculine kind of cologne-y scent. I think it's got some grapefruit in it, so it's a bit kind of on the lighter side, but I just find it this addictive. I love it. Smoke and Steel, look, it wasn't very smoky at all. I'd say it was steel and pheromones mostly, with maybe a hint of smoke, but I loved it. Anything with pheromones is going to, I love it. Vintage Chic Scents, Red Delicious Apple Suds. I got a few different of her suds, fresh laundry blended with sweet sponge sugar type scents. The other ones I got, I wasn't so sure about. The laundry to me is quite harsh. I haven't melted them yet though, so we'll see how they go warm. But on cold, it's quite a harsh kind of detergenty laundry to me. But this one's really nice. So I actually didn't get much laundry at all. The Red Delicious and the fluffy marshmallows kind of come through more to me. The laundry, I think it was there, just sort of freshening things up a little bit, but it wasn't very strong. So I really like this one. So I melted some fresh picked strawberry, which, look, not much to say about that one. I think Carol from Candles from the Keeping Room is renowned for her strawberry, and I do have a few different strawberries. I will say I really enjoy it. I don't find hers or anyone else's to be, I keep hearing the word authentic when it comes to strawberry, and I don't really find, I think hers is a really nice strawberry scent. I find hers mixed with fresh cut grass actually gets closer to authentic to me. The fresh cut grass just gives it that kind of, it's been outdoors sort of scent that I think strawberry has. But no, I do enjoy the fresh picked strawberry that she does. I also used from her this week, so I mentioned Earl Grey and Apple, which I've talked about that blend, so I probably won't talk about it anymore. That's really nice though. I'm going to enjoy using that solo. Next, so I did some Desses, so I used some of my Build-A-Bar Loaf, Salty Sea Air and Citrus Spritzer. I really enjoy that one. You don't need to use much, it's super strong, and it is exactly like it sounds like it's a, Salty Sea Air is quite strong, and the citrus just gives it that nice tang, and it's, really a refreshing kind of blend. Desses Homesun Scents Pirate Voyage. I did cut that one into thirds, so I've got 1/3 left. Really, really good. She describes it like, sort of wood and, musty wood and water and inspired by the ride. And it's dead on. All of her descriptions I find are absolutely true to what, how she's described is what it smells like. Really strong. It reminded me a bit of both two other blends I love from her, Cold Barn Mornings and Fall Foliage. Kind of sits in between the two to me. Really nice. Empire Alchemy Gilded Leaves, bourbon soaked pound cake, bakery lemon, toasted pecans, green figs and red maple leaves. Definitely picking up sort of the bourbon and excuse me, drink some water. Definitely kind of picked up the bakery lemon on it this time. It's quite nice and strong. It's a nice kind of, even though it's coming into summer here in Melbourne, Australia, it's definitely been more like fall or autumn, I suppose. So that's a really nice one I've been reaching for those sorts of scents quite a bit. Then I have Geo and Turner Lavender Rainforest. So lavender, rainforest and sugarcane. First time trying this vendor, and she's going on hiatus, so don't want to get too attached. But I really, really liked it. So rainforest, sugar and sugarcane were kind of the strongest notes, but the lavender's just there, just giving it this nice kind of just kind of making it very relaxing. It's a very relaxing scent, but quite strong. I really enjoyed it. Beach Bound by Maple and Wattle. So this one, I love watching this one melt. See, she's done the, she's got this shimmery blue, and then the sort of brown sand or dunes or whatever you want to sort of call it melts in, and then a little bit from the seashells. So an absolutely stunning thing to melt. I think it's coconut, sea air, and there's a like chiffon or something. There's a sweet note in there too. Quite a nice one. It's not the strongest, but it is a nice scent. Very much enjoy it. Next, the Huntress. Now so I got this bag, so 2 donuts, and then I have another Empire bag on the way, so an 8-ounce bag coming. And I don't normally do that for things that I haven't tried before, but I knew I would love it, and I was right. It's like a lot of misrule, but then there's pear and pomegranate and blood orange, smoky marshmallow, pine and woods. And it's just, to me, the top notes are the fruit. So the pear, the pomegranate, the blood orange, this really kind of sweet but tangy sort of, fruity blend, but just underneath it, there's this real smoky, earthy, peppery kind of vibe. I find a lot of the time when vendors blend with Lord of Misrule, the Lord of Misrule kind of takes over a little bit because it is fairly strong, but not with this one. It's so good. I'm so glad I have a lot more of that coming. Next, Maple and Wattle Pink Lavender. I can't remember. This one's got sweet notes in lavender, and I think honey lavender. So it was actually quite a sweet blend. I don't know why. I was expecting it to be like pink sugar, but it's not. Really, really strong, beautiful wax pull, as always. Just a really, really nice blend. Then another one of her wax chunks, so in Dream Island, this one was coconut milk and mango, so quite simple, but, you know, effective and really nice for a summer blend. My only, and this is not just in with the Australian vendors, and I've done some searching myself, so I kind of understand why. These sort of zip top poly pro bags are just not, they're really hard to find. I think there's maybe one place, but it seems like you have to import them. So most vendors are using the poly pro bags with the resealable. And I don't mind for single samples. It's really difficult when you've got something that you want to use over and over, so I've had to tape this one down because it just lost its stick after me cutting out one chunk. So again, it's not a vendor criticism, because literally every Australian vendor, and when I've gone looking for polypro bags for myself, it seems like I could only have overseas to get them from. So I'm almost tempted to find somewhere and import them and to start selling them, because it's just a huge gap over here. Next we have Ebony Violet, so a new to me vendor, brand new. She's only just launched, although she's been in the community for a long time. So simplicity, sweet bakery dough and pink sugar. I really enjoyed it. Not something I got an introductory sampler. It's not something I would normally buy, but just the bakery dough, it was nice, and the pink sugar, neither note kind of overpowered, and it was just, you know, really kind of pleasant. Then same vendor, Baha Mint, so fresh white flowers, bergamot, green cactus stems, sun-kissed coconut, softwoods, and a kiss of mint. Now to me, and this is probably my nose, because my nose does this with all mint blends, this was mainly mint, but it was a nice mint. The other notes in there just kind of, you know, greened it and freshened it a little bit, you know, but it definitely was predominantly a mint blend to me, very strong. And then last of the bags, and then I've got some scoops and some liquids. So I melted my first Savannah Blue, so Witch's Night, Blackberry, Lavender, Vanilla Bean, Knoll, and Sage. It was nice. It was hard to judge the throw because I had something else. I had Sweater Weather going in another room, and that was so strong that it kind of you know, blasted this one out a little bit. So I'll have to give this one another go another day. But it was nice, and it was kind of calming and gentle and a little bit herby, and I really, you know, and I think those wax shapes she does are really cute. Home stretch, hoping to be done before 30-minute mark. So a fluffy scoopy from Maple and Wattle. It is really hard to sort of get the camera to show the names of things with their holographic labels, cool as they are. Fluffy scoopy Crystal Castle. So this one I know is, let me remind myself, it's like sandalwood, and yeah, it's quite a woody sort of blend. I've actually got it in a body spray too. I think it's patchouli in it too. It's quite nice. Also, so this is one of her much older, you can tell by the labels, older Scoopy, so Peach Linen. I really do like this one for sort of freshening up the house. It's not super peachy. It's just a little bit of a hint with the linen, but it's a nice staple. Then some of her liquids. So I'm trying to use these up, only because I don't reach for them very often, so I'm trying to make a conscious effort to. Yeah, and so Over the Rainbow, I'm pretty sure. So I've got two, so Let Love Sparkle and Over the Rainbow, and I always get these two mixed up. One of them is like a apples blend, and one of them, it's really hard. This is probably one of the reasons why I don't reach for my liquids, is it's actually, I find it quite hard to remind myself what things smell like. Like I almost have to squeeze a little bit out and have a smell. I think that's the fruity Satsumari mandarin one, and then I think Over the Rainbow is the apple one. They're both really nice. I really enjoy them, and I would definitely enjoy them in other wax formats. I probably will get them in other wax formats. You know, I don't, yeah, I scoop liquids, a little bit of a novelty, I think. Last one, and the label has fallen off, but I know what this one is. This is Hola Punta Cana, one of my faves. So once I use up the rest of the liquid, I will probably pick that up in a different format, because she brings it back every now and then. It's like coconut rum, tropical fruits. It's really rich and creamy and very heavy on the rum, but definitely just like definitely like a, you can really picture like, you know, kind of island, like, you know, makes me, you know, think of like pirate ships and, you know, casks of rum and things like that. It's really, really good. Lastly, Surface Paradise. So that one is, I think, Ocean Air Accords, Fizzy Mandarin, and some other citrus or something. And I really enjoy it. It's very strong, salty sea, like the, you know, the oceanic accords are really strong in that one. But it's really good when you kind of just want to blast out the house a bit. So that's it. That's everything I melted this week. Quite a bit, but I didn't finish off as much as I would have liked. So yeah, thank you for watching, and have a great week.